Don't have a clock. Sounds good, all right, we'll call to order the July 8th, regular school board meeting. Start with the roll call.
Rich James.
Yep.
Janet Mathis. Here. Susan Research. Here. Bo Schrader.
Here.
Earl Wallace.
Here.
Ashley White. Here. Isaac Wallace.
Here. All right, next we have the affirmation and proof of publication of the agenda.
I, Kimberly Johnson, hereby certify that notice of the Kickapoo Area School District July 8th regular school board meeting was published in accordance with state law.
Kim, motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thanks, second it.
First by Earl, second by Rich, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Next we have audience, the visitors and board members. Anything from the board members? All right, we'll jump down to the expense vouchers and receipts.
We got high cost transportation aid, $192,000. Some get a little higher. I think last year's up price, it was 152 last year.
Yeah. It wants to increase, which is good.
A trip.
We're making the right choices.
Probably spending. a little.
I know, I was gonna say, we're
Probably
making,
combination of that and hopefully,
That goes in the last, that's for last year's budget, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. That goes in last year, right? Because it was June 30th, I think, or something was the
Yeah.
It always works where we get it after. the
yes,
spend.
after that, yep.
Here. Right,
I do have a question. Actually, on checks, Driftless Leadership Consulting for $1,000 is what is that?
That, yes, that is a mentorship with the lacrosse retired superintendent. That, yeah,
Okay.
working with him.
And then summer basketball officiating, my typical question, when does, or, is that being paid for out of the basketball activity fund? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I guess that's it.
Okay.
additional questions or clarifications on the expense vouchers? None, can I get a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Janet, second by Bo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, carries, we'll move on to the consent agenda. So on our consent agenda here, we have the June 10th regular board meeting. We have approval by the Kickapoo School Board of the annual declaration parent notices of the district student academic standards that will go into effect for the 2026-27 school year pursuant to section 120.12 and section 19.30 and state statutes. There's fundraisers in the packet. Resignation from Spanish teacher and English teacher, and donations from Franklin Township donated $500 to Kickapoo FFA and $500 to the Trap League for work Folsom West LLC in Clark. And that's it. Any questions or clarifications on the consent agenda items? To approve the consent agenda?
Make the motion.
Yeah, motion by Ashley, by Allison, in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries, and we move down to our exec action agenda. First up is the 2026-27 preliminary budget.
So yeah, Allison is not here this evening. She's not feeling well. So This was also presented last month, and there, obviously in a month, there has not been a great deal of change. Continuing to refine the budget, making adjustments as staffing and negotiation enrollments and state funding become finalized. The special ed, again, this is reflecting, kind of identifying our growing needs of our students. And recognizing that the categorical aid does not reimburse to the extent of those growing needs. Fund 50. We are continuing to kind of review and identify the ins and outs of that fund. So closely monitoring that. I don't know necessarily anything to really point out. Allison went over this really well last month.
She did.
Much detail.
Yeah,
The changes that I noticed though are in, I'm assuming it's Fund 21, special
Yeah.
projects. And debt service, can you?
yeah. So that was that discussion where we had proposed potentially using some of those Griffin funds to pay down the pool debt.
Okay, you just moved it back.
And we moved it back. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So tonight we approve this, so we need to approve it as close to that point where it has to be published or anything.
No, I think just making you aware and keeping you updated. Because it's very preliminary.
We are looking for a motion to approve this though.
And I think the difference being that discussion from last month to this month about not paying down the pool debt.
Okay.
Is
Because
the
it's got
difference.
those changes.
Yeah.
And we did approve last month, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, we got a motion by Janet, second by Rich to approve the preliminary budget. All in favor? Opposed? Various, next we have the 2026-27 property and liability insurance.
So this was a renewal. And as with many expenses this year, our insurance costs continue to increase. Overall, will increased from the 81,952 to the 89,261, which is approximately 9% or 7,300. And as we were going through this with the insurance center's representative Derek, I was jotting notes down so we can see through my little arrows, kind of the different categories that had gone up or remained the same. He did email me the other day. So the piece that I would like to share that we should discuss is that our property insurance renewal includes one optional item. So currently the district carries a $200,000 wind and hail deductible within that property. As part of the renewal, we have an option to purchase a deductible buy down for an additional $9,038.25. If we purchase the buy down, our deductible for the qualifying wind or hail claim would decrease from $200,000 to $25,000. So in other words, if we experienced a storm, the district would be responsible for $25,000 rather than the $200,000. But that comes at a cost of the $9,038.
So 10,000 for a round number, so pay 10,000 a year to this year and then up every year. Now, we just got a thing on our homeowners again too on this. they don't try to do to schools and things like they do to homeowners, right? It's not like they're gonna come in here and look at a roof and still not pay you what it's gonna cost just because they can, that's what they do to,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, the one I got, if your house is, or if your roof's more than whatever it was, 10, 12 years old, they don't pay nothing.
And there's a scale that must come to that.
Oh, they didn't even do like a percentage each year?
It's,
And I don't even why I have house insurance anymore,
I know, right?
unless a meteor falls on our house, that's about the only thing they'll cover.
Then they'll say, well, we didn't know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that.
And other.
it's been a steady discussion of different insurance things in Westby. I don't know, if I've had one conversation with people I've had. Luckily or unluckily, I put my roof on in July of last year and it lasted until April of this year.
Yeah.
And they'll cover the whole thing because
Because it's
not even a year old.
basically, yeah.
Right.
even people.
But they're not having good luck with the insurance, I know.
Yeah, and I've been driving through Westby, there's.
So,
It looks like it's.
yeah,
In fact, down Main Street today, there was like 3 houses
Yeah.
that were being worked on. Most of them are roofs, so they're the one I didn't pay as much attention.
So do we know the coverage, like what our insurance would cover?
25,000. Oh, anything over the 25,000, yeah.
If we paid them.
Yeah, if we paid, then otherwise it's the 200. So, yeah. The risk,
Probably would
the
be a-
risk is
How
the,
long have we had a 2,000? I guess I didn't know.
it just increased.
From what?
Mm.
Oh, what was it before that I wasn't aware of? I guess I never thought to say what it kept for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it probably would be a fair question to ask them based on all the recent events around here that have happened. In the event something happens, is it fully covered, or do you come in and say, oh, your roof is 20 years old, so you only get,
We ain't getting nothing.
right? 'Cause
right.
I mean, like Andy said, the amount of people even just here in school who found out what really their insurance policy says was crazy. And it was very different than what everybody thought.
What you assumed.
Completely.
Yeah.
And then mine went down $50 a month this past going up. So I don't know what dropped off, but it's so pathetic. I don't even look at it anymore.
Yeah.
I should just quit paying it. I know. Cancel it. I know.
And the sheet doesn't say who this is from, but you mentioned the insurance center.
Yes.
Did we haven't bid this for a while. I know usually that ends up being an exercise in futility anyway. But we used to at least every couple of years bid this kind of thing just to,
It depends if there's anybody else who wants to bid it too, you know, nowadays too.
yeah, that I don't know, but have we been tried? Not that
Throw it
I,
out there.
not that I think we can do it right now. I don't know.
No,
It's
probably
it's
do.
kind of a point where we need.
But the type of roof we have, I mean, seems like it'd be less susceptible to hail damage than just, a normal
All
house.
over house, yeah. Well, the thing of it is, it's, one part's getting old enough to be redone anyway, but the other, I mean,
Most of it is
fairly,
fairly new anyway, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
but then we're gambling with, we're gonna get hit,
Yeah.
or aren't we?
And is that,
Gonna get hit tonight.
Yeah.
If we say no.
did you say this was for the roof only? The wind and hail,
Yes, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
roof only, so no windows. We have a lot of those.
So the policy's gonna go up. So roughly you'd probably get 16 years out of this at that amount. From what.
Yeah, I just rounded up to 10,000 and.
Yeah, so give you, it's gonna go up, so. What are the odds something would happen in 16?
Have we had any major storm damage to the roof that you remember?
Not,
not that I remember any.
I was major, we'd remember it. I mean, it's not like.
Yeah, 30 years.
It's torn off of the gym in a tornado. I still remember that.
And again, I've never seen baseball sized hail until
Yeah.
3 months ago. I've never
People
seen, I've never
remember
seen anything like it. It was literally baseball size.
We don't know what our deductible is currently. I'm just curious how much it's going up for an extra $9,000.
Very.
The deductible was lower before. Now there's, what, doubled it from 100. There was a 200 all along and we just didn't know that. And now because of all these events, well, let's try to sell them something. to get down
Exactly,
there.
this hasn't been on the table in my experience, but
But we don't know what deductible we have. We say, we don't want.
Cause I would think it went up significantly to make them give that offer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's, the only round number below that I can think of is 100. And I take it this is due now, so we're under the gun. to ask. So it's going up 9% and we may not have the coverage that we have. Up 9% and less coverage.
mhm.
We're up. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. is just double up the 20. 20%.
Do we want to get answers on what our previous deductible was before you make this decision, or do we need to make this decision tonight to
He just presented this, so I would think we would have another month.
get those answers?
Mhm. And if you'd like me to, I know that Westby has the insurance center, but Rocco has like Tricor.
Oh, I'm not asking necessarily to get bids.
To get another bid,
but,
just
I
fine.
mean, I just think not that it'd be a bad idea, I guess.
I think we should understand what the coverage is.
Yeah,
What the previous deductible was and what the coverage is. Is it on a sliding scale based on the age? And is it in portions based on the age of the portions we have or the whole thing?
mhm, yeah.
What is the coverage?
And if we've got a month, I guess it wouldn't hurt to get it, if there's somebody to get a quote from. Right, or is that what you said?
Yeah,
I've heard of them too.
Yeah, they've been at state school board.
Yep.
Sure, I know that.
All right, so it sounds like we're gonna table the property and liability insurance, get some additional information. You got Ashley's questions written down. All right. We'll jump on then to the board meeting date. Like we've thrown out here, the October 28th.
Yeah, I think that's what we discussed last month or last month.
That's what.
That's Wednesday.
Hopefully all the figures are in by then.
They pretty well have, but
Never know.
All right, we'll just get
Yeah.
a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the annual meeting date of October 28th.
I second it.
All right, motion by Earl, second by Rich, all in favor,
I,
opposed?
That's the 7th.
yeah. 7 p.m.
Okay. We set the time from that at the end of last year's.
That's what I kept thinking, that we set that book over the, but they don't do it that way.
That's what it's used to.
I know. But we're safe now, we're covered
Okay.
both ways.
I just,
Sure, we didn't go against.
All right, next on the agenda is the 26-27 employee handbook.
so yeah, we have a few changes that we'd like to make to the handbook. In our packet here. To make you aware, the organizational chart that is in yellow has been added. The red we've crossed out on page 18 sections for the definitions. Where it states the hourly rate, we've gone away from the 80%. So we needed to correct that in the handbook. Adding what was in yellow on that next page, page 24, 3 or more consecutive days. You may be asked by the district administrator for a medical excuse for those days. Page 42. Under the severance from employment. In the case of someone job abandonment, including the failure to report to work or call in for 2 consecutive days, employees are expected to follow established absence reporting procedures. Failure to properly notify the district of an absence may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination. Repeated violations of call-in procedures, including multiple instances of failing to report, and absence during a school year may be considered insubordination or neglect of duty. And then it goes through the occurrences, and the consequences, definitions of the job abandonment, and the failure to follow absence reporting procedures.
4 strikes seems like a lot of change.
That's what I thought too. I think totally agree.
Yeah,
They should
that's
set them
right.
in 2 days each time, and you just don't show up for work for about 8 days before. It just, it somehow strikes me funny that we need to even talk about something called job abandonment.
I know that you don't show up
Yeah.
and report anything. Typically, I mean, we have that communication.
Okay. But that does bring up a question that occurred to me as I paged through this. What's the source of these changes? You know, like when we change a policy, often it comes from Neola and it's saying we have to put by this, there's new law for that.
Mhm.
Are these just local things that we've noticed, or do you have some source released?
There's no real source.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just in that collaboration with other districts,
But
with,
that's
yeah,
staying with.
yeah. Trying to be consistent, trying to recognize, are there any issues that we're running into where we really would like something in the handbook to refer to?
And the other good thing about the handbook, if anybody isn't aware, is as a board, we can change this every month if we want. I mean, if something doesn't work out, they bring it back and we change it.
So do you want to remove the verbal warning?
I mean, I'm in favor of less changes, but I also don't want to make a big deal out of it. I mean, it's something you've had to, how many times have you had to give 4 warnings, and we had issues where we're actually using all 4?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Yet.
Now that I know I can get 8 days off. Hey, tell Becky to book the application. I got my, hey, I go for 2 weeks. I'll give you a heads up.
If it's 3 days in a row, you're just out, right?
Well, these people will be back.
If you give them a verbal warning, you're still gonna have to write it down, make sure they both sign it. I mean, wouldn't you be better off just go start with a written?
The
one?
written. I can do that.
I think I would.
Let's take that
Yes.
first.
If
verbal
you're
warning.
gonna give a verbal warning, you better have it.
Verbal
written down that you
warning would
gave
be
a
the
verbal
handbook,
warning.
yeah.
Give them a.
Did you read the handbook? That's your warning.
Board.
Okay, we're taking that off, Marla. Next page is paid time off. Providing at least 48 hours notice to their supervisor. As far in advance as possible.
In that yellow paragraph, I'm assuming that applies to A and B above there, because it's, you know,
Yes,
how they
Yep.
invented it. So, okay.
So we've, as you know, have had a couple of requests for the leave, unpaid child rearing. So wanted to make sure that April 1st was the date prior to the expiration date of leaving that they needed to respond and let us know if they were returning for planning purposes for us. Next is a salary schedule, which will subject to change after our negotiations. Page 82, additional hours and overtime. I don't know if you necessarily want me to read everything through. I started thinking like maybe. Basically wanting to ensure that the reason for any overtime is communicated and that it's reported prior to needing that overtime. Vacancies will be posted via email. Next was the scheduling of vacation time. It kind of breaks that down into full blocks or half days as arranged. Normally made and approved at least 5 working days prior to taking such leave. There will be, though, a first come, first served basis because we need to ensure that the district is functioning at its highest capability. Vacation day accumulation. Any vacation days not used at the end of the 12-month period. If I have the wrong. So what we want in there, and I'm not sure what's in yours, is that, and when I was talking to the other superintendents at the CISA meeting, is that they do typically allow, if they have 5 vacation days, to roll them over, but they have to be used by December. And if they're not used by December, then they're forfeited. Not paying out vacation days except for extenuating circumstances as determined by the district administrator. And that it would be determined on a case-by-case basis, basically. So the change in this vacation accumulation is that 5 days would be allowed to be rolled over to the following year, but need to be used by December.
So all of this in yellow was not previously included.
No.
So right now, we don't carry anything over.
No.
It would actually be simpler. I mean, we also have to think of the people in the office that have to take care of all this stuff too.
That's just to be more consistent with other school districts is why we're doing that, or is there circumstances that have come up that seems like that's been needed, or?
I mean, any job I've had, you can carry over some amount of vacation days.
Do you think this will make people take off a lot around that time? That maybe you need people around December for those last few days?
Yeah,
Because if they're gonna lose it in December and they haven't used it up until then, they might all use it right before break and tack it on to their break.
yeah. Who are we talking about here that has vacation?
I was gonna say, there aren't too
We're
many of
talking
us.
Janitors. I miss. Bus
Admin.
drivers don't have any. so-
Application.
Us, janitors,
Yeah,
admin, us.
and I don't think administrators have any reason to carry anything over. It's either use it or lose it. I mean,
I guess how much is not being used that people are losing?
yeah, that's a good question.
If they're not losing it, then maybe there's no point to change the policy, but if they are losing it, this would help them obviously not use it.
Well,
Possibly.
did we have anywhere, anything about accumulation that? Like even just the one line about will not be. The only
the
reason it
previous
would be
one-
is if if the district administrator approved it to whatever
Extenuating
circumstances.
yeah.
I guess I I don't know, I don't want to take away something most places have, I guess, but it's not taking it away. We never had it. And once you give something, then it's harder to take away and I don't really want you to have to deal with, oh yeah, well, they don't take much time off and, they're. I don't know. And maybe like, I think that was a really good point.
I just would think that if that's when it expires, then everybody would tack it on to their.
No, but back here we say, I mean, PTO has to be submitted far in advance and has to be supervisor.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if it's gonna cause a problem, then they say, no, you can't use it.
It's true.
And if you should have used it before, and if you're gonna lose it, tough.
Yeah, and
But at least it gives,
then you won't again.
but at least it gives them the flexibility if. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, example E, when I was at the shipyard forever, so I couldn't take any vacation, so we get an X amount and they let me take a little bit more because of extenuating circumstance. I don't know what
Which would,
circumstances we would have here that. But it does provide some flexibility if somebody wants it. I don't know.
I doubt if the lack of flexibility with this is ever anything that's kept someone from not taking a job.
Oh, no, completely.
So you want to stick with use it or lose it? Basically,
The calendar year for the use is from July 1st to June 30th, right?
But the original part, before the yellow, basically said they should be used by the end of the period of approval to carry vacation days over due to extenuating circumstances will be at the sole discretion of the district administrator. So that was already there.
You can already do it, you just.
So that was already there. I mean, I guess I would hate to say it's just completely, there's no option, you lose it or lose it. I mean, that's gonna create where you have a busy year, I think back and you don't take a lot of vacation and all of a sudden it's like,
Well, yeah.
X amount of days left. Well, sorry, too bad, you're
Like
out.
We just had, I mean, Kim unfortunately was injured and you guys picked up a bunch of stuff. So
Right.
for that year, this may have lied to you.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
It still would have been fine, though it's definitely extenuating circumstance.
correctly. So
Yes.
We don't have to have it necessarily in writing to basically do it.
Well, no,
I think Aaron is saying basically what was said before was we could still roll over extenuating circumstances where I said use it or lose it, but
Oh.
Right.
so
Yeah.
like that, not that
Okay.
meaning.
Yeah, I just didn't want it to be
I
like,
see.
Yeah.
yeah, there's no exception at all. Like you're saying, if we get rid of the yellow, we need to uncross out.
correct. We need to keep what was originally
Leaves it up to
there.
you.
So keep the original.
Yeah, it leaves it up to you if there's some crazy circumstance and you get approved.
Yeah, that's fine.
Take away the yellow you just got put in there.
I think you're just opening a can of something. You just,
So just leave it, and take out that yellow,
Yeah.
that first.
All right. Um. Let's see. Payment upon termination or transfer to a position that is no longer eligible for vacation. And I think the change specifically through all of this is basically a prorated payout of the earned vacation and not entitled to any payout of any vacation earned by the employee, but not yet allocated.
I didn't really understand what that meant, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, it's like I've worked places that if I got a different job and I was allocated 100 hours of vacation a year, then I got that paid out.
Right.
And then I've worked places that if you're 3 months through and you've earned 1/3 of your vacation, you get that pay, but you lose the 2/3. So that's what you're
So you don't
saying
get the
here, right?
whole, you get what you've worked for.
But what was it before this?
Fine.
Was it,
It was
just
basically the,
the whole?
Mhm.
Yeah, so most places, I think you
Approved.
accrue and you get
As
what
you
you,
do it, yes.
yeah, instead of the whole thing.
yeah,
Cause
Yeah, if you're
I
in
was
the-
very surprised when I got the check. I was like, what? Why would you?
yeah.
But I'll take it. Thank you.
Then I guess the following page 96 is about the evaluation frequency, and that is just that clarity with every year of employment.
Aaron and I should know. Just kidding.
That's for me with
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, because we just updated the policy, right, to make it
yeah,
annual.
yeah. So yeah, updating the handbook to that. The extracurricular pay on the next page, of course, is subject to after negotiation.
It's 50 minutes.
And then that longevity pay election form, ensuring that it is due by September 1st.
That was good.
Yeah.
Facebook too.
Yeah,
Didn't even think of it.
and then adding Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have plain, it's okay.
Can't be erased, so it's.
That, no.
That completes kind of the review of the handbook and seeing updates that we needed to include.
Thank you, Kim. Is there any additional questions or discussion in the handbook? Not, can we get a motion to approve with the edits?
I will so move.
1 second.
Motion by Earl, second by Rich, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving down to the 2026-27 district fees, including the pool fees.
So yeah, that is listed. The recommendations for the lunch prices, including a 10% increase. The breakfast prices for the adults, increase. The milk and any additional milk at the 45 cents per day would like to increase that to a 50 cents. May have to adjust that. We're still waiting for the bids to come in on the milk. The varsity athletic tickets, if we're going to continue to go with that free will donation for those athletic season passes and the tickets to get into games. And then the pool passes, I think last time we were questioning exactly what the fee represented. And so the cost of the pool rental is $100 an hour, includes 2 hours or lifeguards, 2 hours of the multi-purpose room outside of the pool rental time, and tables and chairs.
Okay, but the thing that's still missing is for the $100, how many hours is that? Because you can't just be left without specifying. Is that a 2-hour time block for the pool? Is it a?
It's an hour.
An hour.
It's $100 an hour.
And you can rent it up to an hour if you want, or as low as an
Okay.
hour.
All right.
Right,
Which includes the guards.
which includes
For that time.
And then the 2 hours outside of them, so that you actually get 3 hours of time then for,
For your
So you
$100.
get an hour in the pool and then 2 hours in that room.
like a pretty good deal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you can't be in the pool outside the hour, right?
Yeah.
So if you only rented an hour, you can have that room for 2 hours, but you can't be in the pool.
Yeah.
It seems weird, why would, I mean, I guess birthday party and.
Set up.
People back and forth.
I think usually that, yeah, they have the eat after, presents before.
Okay.
Or whatever.
The lifeguards are, yeah, but why would lifeguards work for only an hour? I mean, you can't. You can pay lifeguards to,
Because that'd be for
why is
the,
any lifeguard gonna come in and work for 1 hour?
I thought we were paying for the pool rental and then it was a cost per lifeguard. So if you had so many people, you had to pay for additional lifeguards. If you're under a certain number, it was 1 lifeguard.
I think that was part of the confusion.
That was.
Yeah, we
I
talked.
think
this
that
all-
was, but
We talked this all-
What did Jessica respond back?
This is,
this is what she said, so it includes.
Clarified it though.
wants to sign up for the pool for a party. This is the exact wording they have on there.
Yeah, but now it's coming to us and we're going to tell them what the wording should be.
Right, so we
And
can
we
change
need their
it. This is
input
what,
so that we
What they want,
know, right?
yeah, and how we should.
Not
read
just
it.
them telling us this is what's on the form. I mean, that's, he's got the wrong idea of
So it doesn't matter how
Things
many kids you have or anything, just if
And
you
that's
hour.
another point, yeah. How many
You're gonna have
kids
two
can you have
lifeguards.
with two?
You
Yeah,
always gonna have two lifeguards.
you always
no
gotta
matter
have
how many
two,
kids.
but yeah, even if you, that's just, I think, don't you always just have to have two lifeguards when the pool?
Yeah, it used
That
to.
was always my
I mean, it
understanding.
makes sense. That's why it says
said-
lifeguards. It doesn't
Yeah.
say how many.
Yeah, it used to be, it had a number, so it was one lifeguard per X amount of people,
15.
and then it was extra.
I
That's
didn't think they were allowed to, I don't know.
how it used to be.
It seemed like it was, they had to have two lifeguards for it to, okay. No.
Right, but I mean, if there were additional beyond.
No,
it
I
said-
mean, if that pool was open, you had to have.
Right, but
Actually-
beyond, if there were more kids
You're
than
right,
that.
it
like-
may not be two lifeguards, because Simon's got by, I wondered how Simon's over there got by with one lifeguard. They got by with one lifeguard because accessible viewing was also by that one person that just manned the front desk. So that's what they always said, why they didn't need to, but I don't know, two lifeguards just seems like a good idea.
Mhm.
They
But
don't
how
have
can
any
you
problems.
pay lifeguards like 1 hour? That's what I'm, I mean, if it's a 1 hour rental. Then you're gonna get a lifeguard, you're gonna get lifeguards to come and work for 1 hour's pay. We must have.
I don't want to-
Don't we?
I don't want to assume, but that used to be part of it too. So they would have the multipurpose room, but the lifeguards would stay to supervise that part of it as well.
Yeah, to make sure they don't go in the.
Yeah, to make sure that they can't go and, yeah, because they're here.
So they're there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
but
they're
they
there
have
for
to have-
3 hours.
And they have to have adult supervision, right? I mean, I don't know, and we're trying to more or less talking policy here than. I don't really want to get into the nitty gritty of how it's going to be administered, but somebody wants to have a party. They come to somebody here at the school. There must be a sheet of rules. There must be a form they fill out. Do we collect a deposit from these people? We just let anybody come here, have a party and just hope we don't run into trouble?
There's a policy, it's paid in advance.
Yeah, I mean, again, I haven't done it with the pool in a while, but there used to be, there was a form they would fill out and everything that they would do. I'm assuming it's still, there's still,
Yeah, there's a form they fill out.
still the form because it's on the form.
The form online or something. I didn't think to go look, try to find it.
Oh, it seems like we probably should be charging more, I guess, my bottom line.
Well, and my original question was, we don't charge more for out of district than we do for in district.
Mhm.
That was,
Maybe this is the in-district amount, $100.
How much do lifeguards get paid? You remember?
No.
15.
I think it was, yeah,
Maybe with Westby, they got 11.
12 or 15. I don't
Well, if
know
it-
for sure.
Paying 6 hours minimum then, right?
Yeah, times 15, so that's $90. So we're paying the lifeguards $90 and we're charging $100.
100.
that doesn't cover the fact that there's also overhead of having the place open and there's janitorial service that's going to be needed, especially don't clean up, maybe get an extra.
And just to come unlock the doors, right?
Yeah,
But also, I think part of the reason for making it was 100 because we wanted people to come and use it.
Right.
I remember that discussion where it would be.
Yeah, not to make a bunch of money, but people use the pool.
Correct.
Because they paid for it.
but it is private parties, so we really shouldn't be subsidizing it totally, but I can see, you know, if you could break even, we don't have to make money on it necessarily.
No, we're definitely not
But we're
making.
definitely not doing that.
Is
Should
it
be.
used a lot right now
Good question.
or advertised? I guess I didn't know about it. But
I
Up
think
there.
There are parties, I mean.
there were parties, and it was
Easy amounts.
on
Get up
Facebook,
there.
I think more so,
yeah,
about when it was open or it's open, come do this. Anna was.
And it's just. Was doing that.
Yeah, there was a lot of publicity of it, the first
I know there's publicity of like the open swim.
starting, but that kind of died off.
About the.
Could be a good one, put that back up on the website or something.
Don't, yeah. I would have liked just to
Especially with
keep,
the summer. I mean,
I would have liked just to keep it the same right now. I mean, if we're gonna charge more money, we're not gonna have more people use it. You know, if we charge $150, we're not, you know, moving the needle at all. So I think we should just keep it and hopefully people use it and so. I mean, I've been to those parties. It's really awesome. I think a lot of people that utilize that, are looking at the cost of it, and thinking that, wow, we could really save some money here, give our kids a great birthday parties.
I agree.
Yeah, I know we've talked about it a lot. We talked about it for a long time last month.
Yeah.
I think on what it meant.
But and I have no problem with that too, because I guess just, we can leave it the same, but I think whoever, who's in charge of this, and let's have some statistics kept and how many kids are here. I don't, that would be my only concern is there should be some kind of a limit on how many kids there could be, so how many guests can be, but we're kind of for a situation where it could be, extremely important to be safe. We're getting a little sort of loosey-goosey about even knowing how it works.
Anna was, and I'm sure Jess is following what Anna did.
Yeah.
Anna was always ultra, followed the guidelines of what she needed. And if someone would have, Anna came to me a bunch before she came back to school and she was just running the pool about, well, like for some swimming lessons, we have to have this many kids for this. No, we can't do it that way by law. So
And she kept all the stats too, so I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't. I can invite Jess and
I think
have
that
that.
might not, yeah.
They use
We
the
were informed.
multi-purpose room for 2 hours. Cost them $180.
If we stay with what's,
What's
No.
in here? Yeah, it's because multi-purpose room,
But it-
hourly rate is
I
40.
think the change though of what it was before did
Includes
not say.
2 hours of the multi-purpose room
Hours
outside of.
outside.
No,
The
it's
one we had last month did not say that. We had last month said, well, it had the phrase for, I'll just read it, pool rental for private party or private use. In district or out, it specifically said that. That was what triggered me bringing this up. $100, and it doesn't say $100 an hour, so that was the other thing. It was $100, and how long does that mean? Well, that's clarified, I guess. $100 is an hour now. And maybe it was, I just didn't say it. And that includes two lifeguards / hour.
So this was from Anna in 2024, where
Okay.
she specifically says $100 an hour,
Okay,
includes 4 8-foot tables, 20 chairs, 2 hours of the multi-purpose room with sink,
okay.
counter, 2 lifeguards, pool toys, and life jackets. In 2024, we had 13 rentals. We collected $2,390, an estimated profit of $1,526. That was basically pool rental, not necessarily the parties, just pool rentals in general.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, that was how she had,
But hers did say $100
yeah.
per hour.
And what did she say about the multi-purpose room? It sounded different than this.
Well,
This sounds
as far
like
as what it,
three- Well, this sounds like 3 hours. I thought when you read that, I got the thing of 2 hours. So
Oh,
you rent the pool and you get 2 hours of the multi-purpose room, not,
not including your,
no, included.
right, I like,
includes. So the 100 an hour includes the 8-foot table, the 20 chairs, the 2 hours of the multi-purpose room with a sink and a counter, 2 lifeguards.
okay, so it does not say that.
So that, I would think, yeah, like
So
it's
it's
2
like,
hours, it's
the whole
100 in
thing's
the
2
pool.
hours, yeah. And then, and so there's an hour of the pool and an hour of the multi-purpose room overlap.
Yep.
So it's not 3, it's 2.
That makes
And that
sense.
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
So then that knocks the cost down to.
Yeah,
An hour is plenty, I think, too.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
multi-purpose room.
yeah.
That'd be a long time to be in there.
all the way.
Yeah. I guess if we verify that that's. That would be much
I agree,
better here.
I agree.
right, that communication is,
Then maybe you could have 2 parties in a day too. You could have one in the
Yeah.
afternoon or whatever.
Yeah, back
It's
to back or
probably
something.
tough.
But from this, it sounds like, do people just rent the multi-purpose room too?
Looks
Not the
like
pool?
they can.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
don't, that
know.
doesn't
Yeah.
happen. I
I would say I wouldn't
wouldn't think that it's happened a lot.
Was there some class or was that it was like classes that someone was running privately that
And, well, did they ever start doing that in the new pool? But, because in the old pool, yeah, there was I can't remember her name.
Jane.
Yes,
Gee, but we do the classes now.
okay, yeah, we do our.
Oh, yes, we did.
So now it's not an
We
issue.
did have people that,
We're outside it
Yes.
wasn't run by us, it was.
correct, and we changed that because that was.
Yeah, Anna came and said, I remember Anna saying something like that at one of the meetings, that that's just not done. Nobody does that
Yeah.
because of liability.
It's-
Different things.
And it did create some issues with trying to bring in outside people, and
Yeah.
that's why we changed it in-house.
Okay. Right, any other discussion around fees?
So can we basically say those past prices are fine and what you read?
Word it the way so that it's honestly 2 hours,
Yeah, what she
basically.
read.
Yeah.
One and one.
One and one, 1 hour.
One
One hour.
Let's spell it out, one and one.
But it's 2 hours in multiple purpose rooms, so you have it.
Overlap.
Pool, so when
Right.
people don't want to sit in that pool and watch, they sit in the
Exactly, or-
multi-purpose room and watch.
You got moms from setting up
Yeah.
the party next door there while the kids are swimming.
All right, so we'll just match that language and everybody's happy with that.
Yep.
$100.
Yeah.
All right, you get that motion?
I can make a motion to approve the fees with the wording Kim read in 2024.
Second it.
All right, motion by Rich, second by Bo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on to Act 12 incident report.
So this is a report that we have to present in front of the board. It's basically the number of specific criminal offenses or municipal ordinance violations occurring on school property, resulting in a citation, which must be board approved before sending to DPI. So we had 0 across the board. We didn't have any of that. So that's what we will submit to DPI with your approval.
Definitely.
You do it. All right, can we get a motion to approve the 0 incidents?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Second.
All right, motion by Ashley, second by Bo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving down to TC network switch replacement.
So these are 2 network switches to the elementary closet nearest Taylor's room. According to Adam, they were never upgraded when Hunter upgraded, and he suspects that that is causing the wireless issues in those areas. They don't seem to be providing enough power to the newer access points. So he needs to switch out those switches, and those were the orders estimates for those.
Seen anything like this they've had to do for a while, so yeah, just need to keep up here.
Motion
I can make that motion.
Second.
by Janet, second by Alston, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, then moving down the future lifeguard summer school class.
It's not really a summer school class per se. Anna's trying to grow her own future lifeguards. So she came to me with she wanted to have it as a bigger class, and then it kind of fell by the wayside. And then when summer school started Monday, she goes, "Hey, I got 4 girls that are coming. Can I call that a junior lifeguard class?" Anna's doing lessons. The kids are just helping, but we're going to put them in as ETF so we can count them for summer school. So we just wanted to let you know that that's what's going on. Or I wanted to let you know what's going on.
All right. Can you get a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
I can second it.
Motion by Earl, second by Rich, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Those are action agenda and jump down to our informational agenda. Starting with the activity fund report.
The activity fund, those negative signs are good. Means they have funds within their activity accounts. The only one that is showing, they have $142 that they owe. And that is a middle school basketball activities that actually fall under the whole basketball program. So the high school basketball budget will be taking care of that, Bill. Otherwise, they look good.
I haven't watched him, but now that I realize that Alan's not here. Wait, does this reflect everything through the end of the year then? I'm getting at like the things that were in the checks and stuff. When does what we see go through? Because we get a lot of, especially a lot of, because now I'm starting to pick at them. I'm seeing them all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of food things and a lot of other things. When do they get from a check there to actually, when the check is written there, are they automatically put into these account numbers that we're seeing on? I mean, I don't know if these even are account numbers, come to think of it, but no, they're not. They're all the same number. Never mind. But still, when do they get from there to here? And what's the mechanism? It must be automatic somehow.
I think there is a system where, you know, in their day, they do the collection and she takes it to the bank and then it gets,
Goes to the bank every day.
yeah.
It's probably.
So I think it's done in a systematic way, but I don't know what that is.
I can only speak for when I was in charge of the boys basketball. Whenever anything went through, it was always right away. I don't remember any lag. I mean, granted,
The only
that's
lag I think we have
10
around
years
here
ago.
is the cash that sits in at the pool that doesn't get always, because I wrote checks for that aerobics.
So we just, only question come out of this is just timeline for payment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's something the administrators can talk about if you guys are gonna
Yep,
continue to meet on a regular basis. It's a little different. I don't suppose you get into a lot of extracurriculars, but
So the ask is just kind of for each sport season that they can analyze.
in a reasonable amount of time, you know?
Okay.
Right? Jump ahead then to the superintendent's report.
Okay, I have been working diligently on building an agenda, a strategic plan for what the retreat should look like and how I'm trying to benefit your position as a school board member. I had talked to WASB about bringing in someone to kind of go over some of those details, but he comes at a $1,500 price tag for 2 hours. And I just thought, yeah, I like we got to the end of our discussion and he's like, and so that will only cost you. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know you were charging me. So I said, I don't know that we need to pay. I feel
And
like
I think if we really need some of that, these gals already mentioned having looked at some of the online,
Yeah.
the things available. I think there's some stuff out there that if we really think we need, ask them. They probably will know if it's there.
Yeah.
There may already be something there. If nothing else, we could just pull it up and watch part of it if we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I told him that we were no longer interested in that service, but thanked him for the conversation. And feel strongly that we can make that a productive day on our own. Continuing that thoughtful approach to artificial intelligence, still planning the kickoff for that this year. Next month, Andy, Aaron and I will go to Nina for that conference with Garth and Tony. Continuing some regional collaborations with both, I really started more so with Richland County now, specifically Molly and Steve. And then just kind of building that group. Do meet with the Vernon County regularly, which is very nice. And we're planning an in-person get together this next week to kind of talk about some big picture school conversations. Continuing to talk about safety and how we can continue to protect and provide all the safety measures to all of our students and staff. Spending some time developing the budget and looking through ways and different areas that we can make cuts or save. Personnel, continuing conversations collaboratively about, and I'm sure Aaron will share more on in his report on the different positions that are open and the candidates that we have. And then talking through some different scenarios should we need. And continuing partnerships with Lafarge, regular conversations with them about some of the struggles and concerns that they have and how we meet those together. And then just the continuous improvement, looking at our internal systems and developing and establishing smart systems. I think for myself and probably the team, basically, with me jumping into this role and doing a referendum, and then the accident and taking me out and just kind of driving back in September and not having a lot of substance really at that point. So just trying to reestablish and gain some of that systems back and implementing some different models. So just spending a lot of time on that. I was grateful that I could have summer to really get my feet on the ground again to start the year, as I didn't have that last year. And so, yeah, just working a lot on internal, building that strong leadership and systems and looking out for the district in the best ways that we can. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Well, I appreciate you sending out the emails on what's going on. So
Yes, and that's
nice
my
to-
goal too, as well, is to build that communication platform.
All right, so as I said, I was gonna be gone a fair amount in June, so I have been, so I'm kind of getting back in the saddle with things right now. Obviously, you see with the Spanish and the English, so that's kind of thrown a loop into things, and it's really brought us back to that element of people not going into education and the number of applicants. And so it's been really a lot of brainstorming, trying to figure things out and whatnot. At this point, I can tell you, we don't have enough candidates that we need to put together an interview committee. But we do have some candidates that Kim and Andy and I will be able to at least touch base with and hopefully come up with a situation to fill both the Spanish and English. But I'll just be really transparent too and say it's tough. I mean, there's not a lot of interest in things. So with that, summer school has been going well. I think the addition of the hunter safety and the babysitting class has been really good, brings a new niche of kids in. And just kind of with the Spanish and English, just the scheduling in general, some things that change when we had sixth grade band, if you remember, that's kind of thrown, just trying to make sure the schedule works out with all the numbers and the kids and everything. And so there will be, I don't want to say some changes. I'm hoping that things will, we'll have people, but it's also looking at trying to be realistic of the worst case scenario of, okay, if we don't find somebody, what's this going to look like? And how are we going to do this? And how does this still happen to, get kids what they need and within it all? So right now it's a work in progress. The postings actually go until this Friday. And we'll go from there. But like I said, I think unless anybody has any opposition, unless we have a number of people to interview with choices to make, if people are okay with Andy and Kim and I and, talking and hoping that we can get some people to fill the role. So any questions?
Only thing I would say on that is make sure that gets communicated to the board right away. If you're gonna make some decisions on positions, I mean, we want to hear about it sooner than later. I don't want to hear about it from somebody telling me, oh, my kid heard at summer school that
Okay,
so-and-so is gonna be teaching this. or that.
Yeah.
We have over 200 kids signed up for summer school this year. That's by far the most
Wow.
of the years that I've done it. It's a little deceiving because there's a couple classes that are like hunter safety is the first week and the second week in babysitting class, and Lori's taking her robotics kid, so that's just 1 week. But I think next week there's 187 here or something if I counted right. Read and swim, our experiment with trying to keep kids up with reading on their Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays with Anna and Cassidy they're doing really good stuff with kids. We had a couple kids show up on Tuesday because they thought it was swim and read. I'm like, no, it's regular summer school. So I just put them in a summer school. So we added a couple more kids that way. Just swimming.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked in, I'm like, dude, you forgot what's going on. So your mom, but we'll take care of it. I took him out at 11. He stayed all day today. It'll be interesting to see after summer school how many kids keep coming back to the swim and read. It's kind of our first foray into it. What Anna and Cassidy are doing is great. It's obviously going to have an impact on kids and their reading over the summer. I just wish we could get more of them in, but we'll see how it goes. And Jeff is already, we started with 2 buses and now it's a bus and a van. So Jeff is downsizing and making it cheaper as we go. And that's really only, there's 5 kids that started of the 30 that signed up that said they're not going to come. And it wasn't because of swim and read. It was because their parents, it was just too hard to get them. One of them are open enrolled kids and are like, just trying to catch the bus and get them picked up at 11 is just hard. Is a hassle for them. So, and I spent time on schedules today, looking at forward test data, doing the class list. I have 3rd grade maternity leave covered for subs. I still have 5th grade open. I think I have called, I don't know, between Kim and I, we have called 8 retired teachers at different points, and we'd love to, not that long. So, although we've probably gained 3 people that are going to sub out of that. So they're like, oh, I would do that. I don't know if I can call them at 5:30 in the morning, but we can get them on the list. So I have a plan. And if somebody remembers to email somebody, then I'll have that plan. And
I just told you.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Any question? And I'm going to be gone the week after summer school gets done. So I'll check my email, but Beck and I are going on a vacation. We'll see if we come back together.
Right, thank you all. We have convened a closed session. It's statute 19.851. Considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee for which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Tonight our purpose is summer coaches and fall sport coaches. Motion.
I'll make a motion to convene the closed session.
I second it.
Right, motion by Earl, second by Rich, all in favor?
Aye.
Gotta be a roll call.
Do roll call. Roll call. Thank you.
Yeah.
I take a month off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan Mathis,
Yes.
Allison Reeser.
Yes.
Bill Schrader.
Yes.
Earl Wallace,
Yes.
Ashley White,
Yes.
Isaac Wallace.
Yes.
This is the closed session part.
It's nice, but that's the only roll call.
Yeah.
They got it as yes. Teach you to know what it was.
Motion carries. Motion's following closed session.
I'll make a motion to approve the summer swim and read and strength and conditioning to help with the coverage of it that's presented to us. And
22. Oh, we use that, we need a few more elementary school teachers.
Somebody, was that recording?
I thought it was.
Jenna, we got that down. Jenna, I got that on
Hey,
tape.
it's there's nothing secret about it. You're
is it,
being asked to fund 5.
Didn't we have some volunteer
for last year? that would have
Somebody
been-
might have been volunteering on there though. You might, I don't know.
I was thinking we had a couple of volunteers last year and.
Or was that junior high too? Or is it just?
No.
I thought Reggie was a volunteer.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Reggie was volunteering and,
It said volunteer in his.
but these are all assistants.
WCCU.
So should we just approve the other ones and then you answer the question and we have to approve the other ones?
Are these paid coaches?
Well, in that case, I'll approve the
Let's start with the first, can we?
for summer swim to read and the strength and conditioning. I will make a motion to approve those 5 for the summer
I'll
program.
second it.
All right, motion by Earl, second by Rich, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Make a motion with all coaches, we approve the head middle school and down through the varsity volleyball, middle school volleyball, cross country, and middle school cross country,